part of my job that I take most seriously is to be the guy on the internet that validates that little voice inside your head that is poking you to make bad decisions. Do you need a 12-string guitar? Nope, nobody needs a 12-string, but you kinda want one, don't ya? That was my stance for the longest time. I was like, well, I've got all these guitars, I don't have a 12-string. I've got everything but a 12-string, could use a 12-string. I'm gonna be the guy that makes you decide finally that it's time you finally get a 12-string guitar, right? So what are the reasons why now, in 2024, is the best time to ever get a 12-string guitar? Well, first of all, D'Angelico sent me this one. It's under $500. Solid 12-string, it even has electronics, right? So for under $500, that kind of covers the cost of the strings and the electronic system. It's crazy how they make these so inexpensive. But I feel like a 12-string is the sound of pure glory. It just has that brightness that is so cool. In fact, you know, if you're trying to be like, all right, well, I'm trying to justify this 12-string idea, for recording purposes, it is really cool because you can utilize this in many different ways, right? One thing that I think is kind of slept on is, you may have seen people do videos on Nashville tuning where it's just basically taking all the higher strings of a guitar and making a regular 6-string guitar just with the higher strings to kind of give it that bright sheen. You can do pretty much the same thing on an actual 12-string guitar just by playing the highest 3 strings, right? So like if I go and I'm thinking of D major, I can play just all the chords in D major, right? So and that's a little bit different than maybe going like D major, E, F. Right, and also this guitar is tuned down a step, so I'm thinking of the shapes of D major, not the actual D major thing. It's tuned down actually 3 half steps, which brings me to the next reason you might want to get a 12-string. I think it's like the perfect companion for an acoustic singer-songwriter vibe, right? Especially when you down tune it. So the cool thing about 12-string is, you know, there's so many strings putting a lot of tension on the neck. And again, this could handle standard tuning for sure. But for 12 strings, I like to keep them tuned down aggressively, just because it slackens the tension, makes them a lot easier to play. And also, when the strings are that loose, it adds like a cool chorusing effect, in my opinion, that really sits well with a vocal, right? So if you're gonna play something, you kind of get a little bit of an extended range because, you know, you're really doubling the amount of strings going on. And it adds a richness and a chorusing effect, which is cool. So I'm actually gonna mic this up and do a quick song. All right, so a couple weeks ago, I announced that I was making a sea shanty album with some friends, and this is gonna be one of the nautical inspired tracks that ended up being way more emotional than I thought, but doing it with a 12-string. It's funny the things we remember and the stories we choose to forget. I dive so deep with the good that I've done, all my missteps float to the surface. There's one thing I don't have to search for, I can see it now clear as the day. But we met between the ship and shore, where I let my anchor to stay. I was a hand with a penchant for missing unfortunate fame. She worked at a shop and made candles, a gift to new wax and flame. All my life she was a beacon, a light that would guide my way home. Attached to the heart and not at the hip, I follow wherever she goes. And I can't recall a better match. It's so easy as the breeze. Back to the bars with the vagrants, no company worthy of her. I whispered a promise to take her away, with him at the ends of the earth. I think we both knew it was wishful, 'cause she couldn't stand right in the sea. The years passed us by as ships in the night, and time didn't matter to me. Oh, how it changes. The salt in the air can weigh a man down, but we tarnish and never to rust. I never made good on my promise, but we built a fine house on the hill, and lived out our days with the high and low times, to the season when she became ill. And I prayed to the heavens above us, bargaining if they could take me instead. She lit a candle, took my hand, and through the flames she said, there's a place you can find me, darling, I'll be waiting for you to join me in between the ship and the shore. Also, you can just get sounds that you simply can't get with other guitars, right? Like famous sounding. And again, that's not technically on a 12-string guitar, but you kind of get the vibe, right? So again, this is something about having a 12-string around that I think inspires a lot of creativity. And they're so inexpensive now compared to what they used to be that it's really cool. Huge fan of D'Angelico's stuff. You know, I'll have a Sweetwater affiliate link in there. They didn't pay me for doing this, but they did send me this guitar. And I don't know, it's just solid. They have this version of an acoustic guitar in a 6-string that I thought was also very, very impressive. Even just for the price, just overall, it's really cool. So I love slackening the tension there. So like I said, this is tuned down a step. So instead of E and E, this is C sharp, right? So low and high C sharp. But that really brings the tension down. So anytime you want to kind of just maybe make single note riffs, it sounds so much more impressive on a 12-string. So I just wanted to let you in on my 12-string dream. Join me, because it's time. You've been thinking about it if you were like me, it's like, you know, I could use a 12-string. It's nice to just have them sitting around. It really is nice to have them sitting around for under $500. You really can't go wrong. I got nothing bad to say about this. The action even came like really, really good, because that's pretty important on a 12-string too. Because I don't want to make any adjustments to anything, nor do I ever want to change the strings on a 12-string guitar. So, thank you to D'Angelico for making a really cool instrument. Let me know what you think of that song. I'm really excited with how that turned out. It turned out a lot more emotional than I thought it would for a sea shanty inspired epic. But yeah, that's the video today. So if you guys have any questions or comments, hit me up in the comments section or the website. I'll talk to you all soon.